Imagine having a chunk of ocean in your living room. 200 years ago, a stuffy naturalist in a waistcoat might have gasped.
Keeping a living slice of the ocean in one's home? You speak of impossible follies, sir.
And yet, here we are, casually keeping coral reefs in glass boxes. We've come a long way. But here's the thing. If you're going to take on a marine aquarium, why stick to the usual suspects? You can go big, real big. I'm talking about housing the Houdinis of the sea. The octopus, the leafish, and the scorpionfish. These are the ocean's sneakiest creatures, and they make ninja-level camouflage look like child's play. Now, don't think it's all tropical fish and glowing corals. These guys require serious commitment. They need precision in their environment, like Gordon Ramsay yelling at you to get the water chemistry just right.
No, don't fuck with me. Yeah.
And their food? Let's just say they won't be nibbling on generic fish flakes. First up, the octopus. Think of it as the ultimate escape artist. This 8-armed genius can slip through a hole the size of a coin, change color faster than your mood on a Monday, and alter its texture like it's auditioning for a shapeshifter role in a sci-fi movie. Oh, and by the way, it's completely colorblind. Yep, it's painting an invisible masterpiece while seeing the world in grayscale. You think your home is escape-proof? The octopus says, challenge accepted. Then there's the leafish. Ever seen a leaf float lazily in a stream? Now imagine that leaf has teeth and an appetite. This fish doesn't just look like debris, it is debris. At least, that's what its prey thinks, right up until they're in its mouth. It's the couch potato of hunters. Minimal effort, maximum results. And finally, the scorpionfish. Picture the laziest predator in the ocean. It just sits there, looking like a rock, waiting for lunch to come to it. It's not even trying to be sneaky anymore. It's like, yeah, I look like a lump of coral. Wanna come closer? See what happens. It blends so well that divers swim past it without a clue. In your tank, it's like having a master illusionist in permanent slow motion mode. Now, here's the twist. These creatures may sound like something out of a nature documentary, but you could be housing them in your own aquarium. Sure, you'll need to be on your game with water quality and feeding schedules, but the payoff? A front row seat to some of the ocean's best kept secrets. It's like curating your own live version of planet Earth. So, yes, you could stick to the usual fish. But why do that when you can create a tank full of the ocean's greatest escape artists, couch potato hunters, and living statues? Your slice of the ocean is out there, waiting to keep you guessing. Are you ready for the challenge, or is that octopus going to outsmart you first? Welcome to the weirdest job fair you've ever seen. Today, we're hiring for a position that's part maid, part masseuse, and part alien doctor. Oh, and did I mention the workplace as your living room? Meet the cleaner shrimp, the tiny powerhouse of the coral reef and your next aquarium MVP. These little guys are like the world's smallest, most dedicated spa workers. Imagine if your local car wash also offered dental services and acupuncture. That's basically what these shrimp are doing all day. But don't let their size fool you. These shrimp have more swagger than John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. They dance their way through life, using their antennae like tiny nunchucks to signal, hey, big fish. Want a cleaning? It's like they're always at an underwater rave, but instead of glow sticks, they're waving around their own body parts. Now, you might think, why would a big, scary fish let a shrimp crawl all over it? Well, have you ever been so desperate for a back scratch that you'd let anyone help? That's these fish every day. The shrimp are like that one friend who always has a lint roller, annoyingly useful. But here's where it gets wild. These shrimp don't just clean the outside. Oh no, they go full deep clean. They'll hop right into a fish's mouth or gills like they're exploring a cave. It's like if your dentist decided to do your checkup by climbing inside your mouth. Talk about personal space invasion. And it's not just fish they'll clean. They'll even give divers a once-over if they stay still long enough. Imagine going for a swim and coming back with a full spa treatment. It's like the ocean's version of those fish pedicures, but way more ticklish. In your home aquarium, a cleaner shrimp is like having a tiny, alien butler. They'll keep your fish looking spiffy, your corals clear of debris, and provide endless entertainment. It's like having a microscopic Jeeves, but with more legs and a much stranger uniform. So next time you're thinking about adding to your underwater world, consider hiring a cleaner shrimp. They're the hardest working, most entertaining, six-legged employees you'll ever have. Just don't expect them to fetch your underwater newspaper or make you a sea teeny. Some jobs are just too weird, even for these little oddballs.
Welcome to the underwater world of eternal symbiosis, where we're about to witness the most peculiar marriage counseling session in history. Today's clients? A clownfish and its anemone partner. Buckle up, folks, because this relationship is about to give its complicated a whole new meaning. Imagine if your ideal spouse came with stinging tentacles and a venomous attitude. For clownfish, that's the dream. These little Nemos aren't just looking for someone to watch Netflix with, they're after a partner who can quite literally save their lives. Back in the 18th century, marriage ads in newspapers always mentioned wealth and status. Saw it, gentlemen with large estate and larger wig. Our underwater friends aren't much different. Their personal ads might read, vibrant orange fish seeks tentacled partner. Must have own rock and deadly neurotoxin. But don't be fooled by this seemingly cold, calculated arrangement. This is a bond that puts our till death do us part to shame. It's more like till a bigger fish eats us both. Now, let's talk about personal space. In Victorian times, couples often lived separately. Our aquatic lovebirds have a similar arrangement. The clownfish gets to come and go as it pleases, while the anemone is the ultimate homebody. Talk about a dream set up for introverts, but clownfish aren't the only creatures in the animal kingdom with intriguing partnerships. Take the oxpecker and the rhino, for instance. These birds act like living dental floss, cleaning parasites off rhinos. It's like having a personal hygienist with wings. Or consider the remarkable bond between African elephants. These gentle giants form lifelong, same-sex friendships. They stand side by side at waterholes, entwine their trunks in greeting, and even babysit each other's calves. It's like having a best friend, wingman, and babysitter all rolled into one. But perhaps one of the most surprising animal partnerships is between the goby fish and the pistol shrimp. The nearly blind shrimp digs a burrow for both to live in, while the goby acts as a lookout, warning of approaching danger. It's like a submarine version of The Odd Couple, complete with a built-in alarm system. These fascinating examples show us that in nature, cooperation often trumps competition. Whether it's for protection, food, or simply companionship, animals have figured out that sometimes, two species are better than one. So, the next time you see a clownfish snuggling up to its anemone, remember, in the grand, weird tapestry of nature, this odd coup.
Every night, as the world drifts off to sleep, an entirely different shift begins. Not at your local diner or a factory, but right there in your cozy marine aquarium. Yep, while you're tucked in bed dreaming of beach vacations, your coral is throwing a secret night party. You might think, coral? Party? Aren't they just colorful rocks? No, my friend. Those little critters have a nightlife busier than your average downtown club. Every night, they spring into action like little underwater baristas on a coffee-fueled shift, stirring, cleaning, and yes, even grabbing a snack or two. Picture this. During the day, corals act like that one colleague who spends the entire shift staring at the computer screen, just kind of existing. But the moment you clock out, they come to life. They extend their tiny tentacles like they're reaching for the last slice of pizza at a party. Why? To catch all those delicious floating bits of plankton drifting by. A midnight snack, if you will. And speaking of parties, corals have a way of networking that'd put your LinkedIn account to shame. They send out little chemical signals, kind of like texting their neighbors, saying, "Hey, everything cool over there?" It's like they're checking in on their fellow reef buddies to make sure everyone's still good and no one's flipped upside down. Now, before you start imagining coral rave parties with neon lights, it's more of a quiet, peaceful gathering. But don't let that fool you. It's important stuff. During this nightly shift, corals actually clean themselves, taking out the day's trash like they're Marie Kondo of the sea world, making sure everything sparks joy for the next day's sunlight photosynthesis. But here's the real kicker. Corals are not just passive little filter feeders. Oh no. Some of them actually grow and expand at night, laying down new layers like a construction crew working overtime. So while you're getting your beauty sleep, your coral is remodeling its home. Talk about multitasking. And here comes the plot twist, the grand finale. Why do they bother with this nocturnal hustle? Simple. It's survival. During the day, all those fish and sea creatures are zooming around like it's rush hour in the ocean, and nobody wants to be lunch. So, corals play it safe. They wait until the coast is clear, literally, and that's when they get to work. So, next time you glance over at your aquarium before bed, know that while you're about to hit the pillow, the corals are clocking in for their shift.